Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen and welcome to day 9 of the 12 days of Christmas. Today we're doing something fun. I have on the books to make my mom's delicious cranberry orange bread. It's kind of like a banana bread, but think the sweetness of a banana bread, but scratch the bananas and add in cranberries and oranges. It's so delicious. So I was just scrolling on Pinterest and came across this dessert that is actually, I'm not the biggest fan of the name. It's called mousse farts. But then I also saw some that called it mousse tracks. So I think that's what we're gonna call it just for the sake of this video, because I'm not saying that a bunch of times. But yeah, so apparently it is a Canadian dessert that I had never tried before. So it probably comes from a different part of Canada than what I'm from. So I thought it'd be really fun to try it. I looked through the ingredients and we have everything that we need. So we're gonna give it a go today. So if you want to see me making the cranberry orange bread and trying out this new fun recipe, then just keep on watching. To get started on the mousse track filling, we're going to be combining some shredded coconut, some graham cracker crumbs, and a little bit of cocoa powder. And then you're just going to go ahead and give the dry ingredients a good mix before we start adding all of the other ingredients. I was honestly a little bit surprised at just how easy this recipe is. So now we're moving on to the wet ingredients, which is simply just some butter and some sweetened condensed milk. We're now just going to give everything a good final mix and make sure everything is well incorporated. And then you're going to cover your bowl with plastic wrap and keep it in the fridge until it is nice and chilled. Now that our filling is out of the fridge, it is nice and chilled and definitely a lot easier to work with. We're going to scoop out a little bit, and I'm just using a 1 tablespoon measuring spoon. So every one can be roughly the same size. You're just filling your spoon and putting it in the coconut and just simply rolling the filling in a coconut layer. And I just roll it again just to make sure that the pieces of coconut are nice and pressed into the dough. And there you have it. That is our first dessert completely done. Now we're just going to put that in the fridge and let it chill. Now quickly moving on to our second recipe of the day. This one, like I said before, is my mom's famous cranberry orange bread. This is a Christmas non-negotiable. It is so delicious. We have to have it every year. And this is also a fun little recipe that I have added in to our new annual tradition of delivering cookie boxes to our neighbors. And the neighbors also have only good things to say about this. So it's definitely a winning recipe for sure. And it comes together super easily. First, we mixed up all of our dry ingredients, and I can list the ingredients for the recipe in the description box below. And now we're just working on the wet ingredients. So you saw me pour in the butter, and now we're working on zesting 2 oranges. The zest in this recipe is so important because it really brings out that delicious orange flavor that we're looking for here. So just zest, and zest some more until we get both of the oranges completely zested without zesting. How many times can I say zest? Without zesting the white part, because that holds a little bit of bitterness. You're just going to give that a mix and continue with your other ingredients, which was the egg And now we are taking the juice from the oranges and adding the juice of 2 oranges. So it really does have a very pronounced orange flavor and it is delicious. While filming this recipe video, I did mention to my husband that I would love to get an actual juicer because you're going to see me struggle with these oranges trying to get every little bit of juice out of them for a little bit. I really did try my best, but I did, yes, mention to him that I in fact would love a zester and a juicer specifically for this recipe because it is definitely one of our annual traditions. Once you get all of the juice out of the oranges as you possibly can, then you're just going to add in the however much water you need until you get 3/4 cup of liquid. And then you're just going to add that liquid into your bowl and give it a good mix. Then we're going to slowly incorporate our dry ingredients. So pour a little bit of flour, give it a mix, pour a little bit of flour, and give it another mix. But it is important in this recipe to try your best not to overmix it. But trust me, this isn't a finicky recipe and everything will turn out just fine. Next up, we are going to be chopping our cranberries. The cranberries I was using in the video today, I did in fact have in the freezer, so it is completely okay to use frozen cranberries in this recipe. I've done it many times. It does make your fingers cold, however, but just so you know, you can use fresh cranberries or frozen cranberries. And the important thing with this is you're going to want to add a little bit of flour to the top of them and give them a mix. I'm not sure the science behind it, but adding this flour will prevent your cranberries from sinking to the bottom. So it is a very important step. Just give it a little mix with the flour and dump those in and mix all of the cranberries into your batter until it is well incorporated. But again, try not to overmix it. It's a balance. And that is it for this recipe as well. So now we're just going to transfer our batter into a greased loaf tin, and we're just going to pop that in the oven and let it bake until it comes out nice and golden brown. If you're enjoying today's video, I would appreciate it if you clicked the little hype button. It's just a button that helps smaller creators like myself just get introduced to more people that might like the same style of videos that I make. This smells so good. It turned out beautiful. Now we're just gonna go ahead and mix up a little glaze to go on top. So we're just gonna go ahead, cut open an orange. I decided against the zest. I think I just wanna do the juice. So we're just going to squeeze out the juice of one orange. The bread smells so good. I really need to get a juicer. Juicing things by hand takes so much more time and muscle. Okay, I think that's good for juice. I'm gonna go wash my hands. Now, I don't actually have a recipe for the orange glaze. I'm just kind of making it up. So I'm just going to add in, say, a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, give it a mix, and see how the consistency is. Still very wet, so we're going to add a little bit more powdered sugar. I've never done an orange glaze before, but I can't imagine it would be bad. I mean, orange juice, powdered sugar, I can't see where you could go wrong, but it's a beautiful pale orange color though. It's very pretty. There is a little bit of lumps, so I'm just gonna give it a quick whisk to try and get those out of there, because nobody wants lumps in there. Okay, that is the consistency that we're looking for. It was the juice of 1 orange and 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, and it's just a beautiful, drippy glaze consistency. One thing that I definitely recommend doing if you're going to be adding any sort of a glaze to anything is adding a little bit of parchment paper below, because you are going to save yourself so much time cleaning up later, but it is so worth it. This glaze is so delicious and it definitely makes it look more like a cake. And there we have it. Our 2 recipes for today are completely done. I don't have many of the moose tracks left. Turns out they were a hit and Evan loved them, so we only have 6 of the little balls left, but that's okay, that's what we made them for. So those turned out super, super good, and this is a tried and true make every year recipe. I know that this is absolutely delicious. It came out perfect and golden brown. The addition of the orange glaze is new. I just made it up today. So I'm really excited to try it with that on it, but I think even with the glaze on it, it just elevates it that little bit more and makes it look beautiful. So it looks less like a bread and more like a cake. But yeah, so if you want to try out any of these recipes, I will link them in the description box below. And I thought if you had a little bit more time on Christmas morning, I know I did a video of a quick 10-minute Christmas morning breakfast idea, which I can also link below. But if you had a little bit more time, I think this would be really fun to have as a very special Christmas morning breakfast. So keep that in mind and give it a try, and let me know what you think if you do try it. It's an absolutely delicious recipe, so I'd love to get your opinions if you give it a go. But yeah, so that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for spending another day in the kitchen with me. And if you like videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!